Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today we've got another video here where we're going to be comparing a couple of different red dot sights, some new ones from Osight. Okay, so we have the new Osite C mounted on our PSA dagger right here we're going to be checking out, and we're going to be comparing it primarily to the Holosun 507C. Now, this is an optic that many of you are familiar with. It's been out for quite some time now. You know, there's a heck of a lot of them out there. People are using them and they seem to be pretty popular, and they come in at a pretty good price point. Like, I want to say around 350 bucks or so that these Holosuns sell for. The Osight comes in at about half that price, at about $179 for the same type of optic. Some very similar functionalities. We are going to go over some of the details. And also an honorable mention is the Osite Model K, which is their micro 9 footprint type of optic in the same type of fashion. Okay, we're going to go over some of the features. First, let's launch a couple of rounds and have some fun. We're going to start out with the dagger, which is wearing our new Osite C on there. I really like the PSA dagger. This gun has been a lot of fun to shoot, so it's always a nice opportunity to take this gun back out to the range and have some fun. All right, let's shoot it. Oh yeah. That picks up real nice. Okay, that's the Osite Model C. Now let's check out the 507C from Holosun. Now this one is mounted on my Performance Center 9L. This is a 5-inch ported 9mm from Smith & Wesson, their Performance Series M&P. And these are the factory 20, I think these are 24 round mags for this gun. So let's check it out, okay? The 507. Uh-oh. Got a double feed there. Uh-oh. All right. Something I want to mention about this M&P, y'all. So recently I did a video talking about, you know, how often you should clean your guns, and this is the one that's had about 3,500 rounds through it without being cleaned, and you saw we had a double feed there. So maybe we should do a video soon and clean this bad boy up, and you can see just how skanky this gun really is. Anyway, there's the 507C, and for fun, we'll shoot a few rounds through the Model K. This one is mounted on our Smith & Wesson Shield Plus. This is a double stack shield in 9mm, so this one holds about 13 rounds. Okay, let's check this bad boy out. All right, here's the compact. Oh yeah. All right, I want to mention something about this K before we get too far into the comparison between the Model C and the 507C. This K has like a little 6 MOA red dot, which is, it's just a tiny little dot. It makes for really fast target acquisition. So I really do like this particular gun with this optic on it. It's a really nice pairing. Okay, so that's the K. Little compact guy. We'll shoot that one more time. I got one more mag for that, but for now let's focus on comparing the Osite Model C to the 507C. I'm going to take my ear pro off for a minute so I don't feel like I'm yelling at y'all. So the C model, the nice thing about this particular optic is you do have a very wide field of view. You have a lot of light transmission, good field of view, picks up a lot, you know, a nice crisp reticle that looks really nice. You do have the side loading battery gate, similar to the 507C from Holosun. You do have the shake awake technology as well as the auto off, which is a nice feature, okay? You can set this thing up to go off in 3 minutes, so it'll save the battery. And this thing has a absolutely crazy battery life, just like the Holosun, which I believe the Holosun is like 50,000 hours or something like that. The Osight is touted to be pretty similar battery life, and that's primarily due to the auto off feature, which allows you to save your battery life. And then if you do happen to grab it, auto on. So really nice setup there. Okay, so 507C, very similar. Okay, shake awake technology, auto off, side loading battery gate. Okay, so you don't have to remove either optic from the gun to change out the battery. Both of these use, I believe, a 1620, or yeah, I believe it's a 1620 that these use. Okay, now one area that the Holosun does depart from the Osight is that this does have the solar backup. So if the battery is dead and you're out in the sun, you'll get at least some basic facsimile of a reticle out in bright sunlight, which is kind of a nice feature. So these come in at around $350, which, you know, these are great. You know, they fit your standard RMR footprint. I pulled my other Trijicon RMR off of this pistol, and the Holosun dropped right on. The Osite Model C would drop right on the same gun, and in this case we see that we dropped it on the PSA Dagger. So let's shoot each one a little bit more, and I'm mainly want to see how well they hold up, make sure they hold zero, see how they feel and look. The reticles are pretty similar. The battery loading is very similar. The shake awake feature is similar. The auto off is similar. I'd say the field of view on the Osight is better than the Holosun, although I will say the Holosun is slightly lower footprint, a little bit smaller from top to bottom. So it prints a little bit less if you're trying to conceal. So something to consider. Then of course the Holosun has the fiber optic or solar type, whatever, backup in case your battery dies. So the Osight is half the price over the Holosun, and it just has maybe a little bit less features than the Holosun, but you also only spending half the money, which is kind of nice, okay? These optics have not been out terribly long, but I have done some work on some of the earlier Osights that came out, and they've done a lot of improvements, and I think this is a huge step for them to go in the direction. I mean, look, it's a competitive offering that is priced very competitively with the competition, which is really nice. So look, we're gonna shoot this Dagger a little bit more, and quite selfishly, I've just really been enjoying shooting this Dagger, and I tell you, it's nice to get this thing out to the range some more and do some more work with it, because that initial video that I made, people were really liking it, and they wanted to know how well it was holding up and wanted me to put a red dot on it and some accessories. So here's a chance to see it run with a red dot. All right, let's have some fun here. It picks up good, picks up real good. Oh, got a double feed in that one too. I'll be dang. Not bad. Some rapid fire there with the Dagger, okay? All right, one more mag through the M&P just to get an idea. And I'm gonna do a full cleanup video on this M&P because this thing's getting awfully skanky. That's weird how I experienced a double feed in both those pistols. What the most random thing ever. Let's have some fun. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Loving it. Huh. I wonder if that, so that is some Aguila 124 grain ball ammunition. I'm wondering if that ball is a little bit underpowered because I noticed this wasn't locking the slide back, and I wonder if that's why we were getting the double feed in the Dagger and the double feed in this. So stay tuned, I'm gonna do some more research on that. Unfortunately, it's the only ball ammo I have laying around right now is that Aguila, which is not a problem, but something to consider. We'll shoot one more mag out of the Dagger. Let's see if we can replicate any sort of short strokes that we might be getting from the ammo. I'm thinking that it's definitely the ammo at this point, considering that both guns exhibited the same problem. Let's try out the Osite C. I'm really digging this gun. I like it a lot, the Dagger. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep, towards the end of the mag. I'll be dang. Wow, it got the double feed in exactly the same position in the mag, like the third round from the end. Curious, very curious. Yep, 3 rounds in. Wow, interesting. I'll have to check that out, but I am liking the Dagger overall. All right, let's try the Shield Plus out. A little flush fit magazine. You know, I have to say, out of everything that I've shot today, I'm digging that little K. It's a nice setup. It's very low profile. They did change the overall size of this Optic going from the SE over to the K from Osight. So they did change the overall sweep of the Optic, made it a little bit lower profile, maybe a little bit shorter, very so slightly. So I'm really digging this M&P. I think I might carry this gun some. I really like it a lot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's try 50 yards. Yep. Tell you what, you know, I went into this video with some preconceived notations on what I was going to be expecting here. And I have to say, the Shield Plus came through for me, boys and girls. This thing is great. With this K on it, what a cool setup. I know that the video was to compare the two optics, but all right, we launched a few rounds. Let's talk a little bit about the overall features. I know I already really mentioned, you know, kind of what I thought between the two. I would say that if you want that backup from the fiber optic or solar array on the Holosun, if you think the money is worth spending, then that might be something worth looking at for sure. If you're not concerned about that and you still want the shake awake feature and the side loading, you know, battery gate, and you don't want any type of a rechargeable like the SEs that they make, then this might be something worth checking out. Right now they're dropping at about $179 MSRP. You can check out my link below, go to my Amazon store and pick one up if you want. They are on Amazon for sale. So anyway, check them out. That's been the Osite Model C versus the Holosun 507C. Let me know in the comment section, which one do you like more? Do you have a favorite? Do you use either one of these? What do you think about, you know, your experiences between the 507C, or if you have happened to have gotten a hold of one of the Osight Cs already, what do you think about it? Let me know. So I really appreciate you guys watching today's video. I've got so many range videos on the way, tons of stuff that you're gonna love, I promise. And we will see you guys very soon. More videos on the way. Have a good one. And we're gonna clean this M&P, dang it.